Something new here that we're doing here this year. We're going to do this first ever off-road press conference here on the eve of our 2023 U.S. Sprint Enduro Round 1. First, let me make sure you guys sit in the right order. You're doing good. Perfect. Again, eve of our 2023 season kicking off, but this is going to be more like a general press conference here, check in with you guys, see how things going. I'm going to hit you guys with some U.S. Sprint Enduro questions. We're also going to field some questions from our audience here. I'm going to start here first with our Pro 1 champion from our 2022 season. Glad to see you're back. Tell us about your what you're doing here for your 2023 season and how this off season's been for you.
Yeah, so fortunately got a sweet deal with Enduro Engineering Gas this year, and looking forward to a wide range of events this year, and just going to make it to round 1 here at the U.S. Sprints, unfortunately, but yeah, looking forward to do as well as I can tomorrow or this whole weekend, and yeah, just enjoy it. The one round I can make it to.
All right, I saw you might be coming back for the Sprint Enduro World Championship too, so
true.
Hope we'll see you there too. So sounds like a great deal. Again, love to see that big number 1 there. You earned it. Lane took you down to the end of to the last round there, and you came out victorious. So congratulations on that. I'll jump over to Thad. Similar situation, kind of a new program for you. Definitely looking forward to seeing you here back at the sprints. How's your off season? How's that training going? What's new for you?
Yeah, super excited with the new team, with the Bicon Coastal Factory gas team, and yeah, it's been awesome. I feel like I've been a family there for quite a while. I know Barry and Doug really well, so kind of always in the back of my mind, I always want to be on the team a little bit, just being friends with everybody. So it's cool to be there now, and yeah, it's been awesome. Been in Florida for a month now, training with Johnny and showing Johnny how to go fast, but yeah, no, it's been fun. So been working really hard and excited to be back. I really enjoy these sprints. It's definitely gets you out of your comfort zone, and I feel like I need that after the last couple of injuries. Just kind of get out of the comfort zone and be uncomfortable and try to go fast again.
All right, well, we look forward to that for sure. Shelby, 3rd overall U.S. Sprint last year, just wrapped up, I believe, your 6th Enduro Cross Championship. Tell us about that championship and your goals here in U.S. Sprint for 2023.
Yeah, won my 6th ever Enduro Cross Championship this year. That was a big one for me. It's definitely a completely different riding style, being indoors and then having just these insane obstacles that you have to go over and maneuver. And there's not really a lot of speed involved. There's just a lot of like commitment and, just very technical. And then coming out here and testing my speed, it's been good for me. It's been really helping my whole program, and I love these sprint enduros. They're a lot of fun, and I just can't wait to do more of them. And this weekend the track looks awesome, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, thank you. We'll jump over to Taylor, multi-time sprint champion, has won every sprint here, championship with U.S. Sprint Enduro. Unfortunate off-season training crash. Tell us about your recovery. Do you have a timeline? When do you think you'll be able to make it back racing with us?
Yeah, unfortunately, we had a crash, but I'm really bummed. Probably not going to make it to any of the sprints this year, being injured, but it sucks. I love the sprints. It's my favorite series of the year, and breaking my neck didn't help this year's try for that, but I'm pumped to watch the other girls go at it. It's like the most fun racing to watch as well. It's so close and intense the whole time, so it's going to be cool to see that and see how they all do. But right now we're just hanging out in the sidelines.
All right. Well, we wish you luck getting back to recovery and full speed. Jump down to Rachel Archer. Coming off your first GNCC championship with that Ampro Yamaha team. Got to be super pumped on that. Glad to see you here at the sprints. What are you going to do here in 2023?
Well, the plan's always to win, obviously, but yeah, did National Enduro and GNCC last year, so it'd be nice to switch it up this year and get better at my sprint speed.
All right, thank you. Zach, national motocross champion, supercross champion. You've dabbled in off-road back in, I think it was 2013, ISDE. Sounds like you got a love for the off-road sport here. Looking forward to seeing you out here in this sprint format. How you feeling? How's the bike prep going? Are you ready to do this?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm extremely nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I just really don't know where I stack up or how I'm gonna do. So for me, it's a big learning experience every time I'm on the track. When I'm riding around Ricky and Liam and the guys that I've been around this winter, they see things that I don't see yet. So for me, it's just gonna be kind of building into it and seeing how it goes. I think the tests here at South of the Border look really good. Kind of to my favor, I would say, just because there's some moto, like real moto in it, and I think that kind of benefits me. So I'm just looking forward to getting it kicked off and going and see where I stack up.
All right, well, we'll find out just tomorrow morning. So, Johnny, switching over to you. So, 2022, you come out round 1 and 2 overall, big injury, come back 7 and 8, pick up right where you left off. How you feeling? You ready to keep it going here in 2023?
Yeah, I feel good. Yeah, definitely had an unfortunate year last year and had to sit out half the rounds. But yeah, it felt good to take the win in the 4 that I was here. But yeah, I'm ready, and there's a lot of fast dudes here, and it's not going to be easy. Everyone's obviously super fast, and I enjoy seeing such a big lineup in the pro class for the first round. And yeah, just like Zach said, I'm excited to get the ball rolling and just see where I stack up tomorrow.
Sounds good. Cody, Pro 2 last year, 14 to 16-day wins. Killed it. Got that first Pro 2 championship here with US Sprint Enduro. What's your plans for 2023? Can Cody Barnes get that elusive Pro 2 overall from the Pro 2 class? That's what we need to know.
No, I mean, I think the goal is just to go out, have fun, and see what I can do. I mean, if I get an overall, I get one, but I'm not going to put any pressure on myself like that. Just go out, have fun, and ride good and be safe, really. So we're all going really fast, and tracks are super fun. So I'm excited to see the tests look really good out here, and yeah, hopefully can pull off and defend my title. But we'll just see. So.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over. I know Shan has some questions he'd like to hit you guys with. If anybody else wants to, when Shan's done, you're more than welcome to come out, take the podium.
And I brought notes. Oh, okay. And I'm going to start with our defending champion. Josh, you've already talked about what you're doing this year, but if I understand right, you're running your own program, right? So what are some of the have you run into any difficulties that you didn't anticipate having to be your own team manager plus be a racer at the same time?
Yeah, for sure. Well, a lot involved, obviously behind the scenes and everything. Enduro Engineering stepped up huge and is my title sponsor and supporting me for all the national enduros, and going to be there at pretty much all my events I'm getting to. So that was awesome. And yeah, like I said to you earlier, I just work on getting my own sponsors and everything like that. A lot of the same, like a ride, 100%. Got a new gear deal with 7, and just stuff like that behind the scenes and everything to make it possible and to get to these races and make a living, So yeah, super fortunate to have all the companies I do behind me, and I have a super cool schedule this year, and excited to get to it.
So one thing that I think I've mentioned this to you before, but I can always tell when you're having a good day because you're wheeling and you're jumping over logs and stuff like that. So I want to know if the chicken came before the egg, or what, are you winning because you're having fun, or are you having fun because you're winning?
Yeah, that's a tough question. Been trying to figure that one out myself a long time. But yeah, when you're winning, it's always fun. But yeah, it seems like when I'm having fun, enjoying it, and I always do much better. So
you do.
Yeah, with all the mixed schedule and just doing one of these, definitely gonna have fun this weekend, and hopefully that leads to good results.
All right, Thad, you're next. We talked earlier There's your microphone up there. How intense you are when it's racing season, and then you switch over during the off season, and you're just as intense deer hunting. Do you ever catch yourself going down the trail thinking about that deer that got away, or
I mean, yeah.
do they ever cross over like that?
We get to travel all around, so I'm always looking at deer sign. I think there's been some enduros, like we've went by tree stands, and I'm like, oh man, that looks like a nice one. But no, it kind of. I mean, the thought's always there. I mean, I'm a big time hunter. I don't feel like a lot of people don't understand how big of a hunter I am, except for my wife when I'm gone for 2.5 months out of the year. So.
Right.
But no, it's. I think during racing, it's just a different mindset. You know, I like Josh said, you always try to have fun with it. And I feel like sometimes I may take it a little too serious, and I feel like that's when things kind of go south a little bit, when you put a lot of pressure on yourself. So
Right.
I feel like with the new team, it's kind of a little less pressure than being on a factory team, so it's kind of like a breath of fresh air a little bit. So the pressure's still there, but at the same time, they let me have a lot of fun.
And sometimes a change of scenery kind of kickstarts you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, to be truthful, I was kind of ready for a change a little bit. You know, I was kind of actually shopping around, ready for a change, and this whole thing came apart. And as soon as I heard about it, I jumped right on it because I knew I already had a really good relationship with Barry and Doug and the whole team. I love all the kids on the team. I feel like I feel like the dad of the kids most of the time. So it's fun, and I feel like this is kind of like a breath of fresh air being on the Bicon team, and everybody's so cool on the team. I feel like I've already been part of the family for so long.
Well, one thing I observed today is that Maggie is the mother of the pits, because I saw her taking care of other kids too. So
yeah, that's you know, I feel like just a mind thing. We've always grew up as like a family that races
it's a big
together.
family.
A family that races together stays together, and I feel like everybody's family. If Jacoby, I feel like he kind of wanders off, and I feel like he's all right because there's enough people here that knows
there's
him.
other mothers that are watching
for sure.
out for your kids too.
That's what's so cool about the whole off-road scene.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just one big family, and everybody gets along really well. And I think Zach will really enjoy being in the off-road races and just kind of having that laid-back mentality a little bit. So it's cool just to be one big family for sure.
Yeah, and when I'm at home talking to my family, I'm always talking about my family at the races.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have a family at the races.
Yeah,
too.
for sure. That's
so.
I mean, we have two I have two families. I have a family at home and I have a family at the races. And even being at like Caleb's place, training with all these guys, I feel like me and Johnny's pretty family oriented, and feel like we can talk to each other about things, and it's cool to have that.
Yeah. All right, if you'll pass that down to Shelby, 6-time Endurocross champion. How does your Endurocross experience help you in the sprint series, or does it?
I think the biggest thing is my cardio for Endurocross directly overlaps for what we need here in sprints. Endurocross is the hardest 5 minutes that you'll ever ride on a motorcycle. It's intense, it's arm pump, it's control, and you get out here and you know that you're looking at the time counting down and you just want to go race the clock, and there's a lot of similarities in that. And I kind of found that one of the funniest parts is that the 5 minutes didn't necessarily bother me as much as I thought it would, just because I have all that background conditioning from 10 years of Endurocross and just riding a ton of the extreme technical stuff. It pulls over, and then a lot of my style helps. I like to stand up and kind of balance the bike around, so I found it quite a lot easier in the enduro tests. I found that I was just naturally quick in there, and then I found I really struggled on the cross test, so hopefully I did a little more homework this year and I can get my cross test up so Taylor just doesn't blow my doors off on the outside anymore.
And the two series are similar in that they're shorter sprints. I mean, Endurocross is 5 laps, and
yeah, for sure. The time they're short, and then it also kind of works out nicely because the sprint series goes from now until June, and the Endurocross series goes from September until November. So it fits really nicely, and then I can kind of do what Josh does and pick and choose what I want to do. The past 2-3 years, I really focused hard on hard enduro, and I really enjoyed that. But there comes a point when I realize I just don't want to push my motorcycle anymore. So I'm ready to just go fast and have a lot of fun. And the last hard enduro race I did, it took me 5 hours to not complete the course. I went 5 miles and I burned an entire tank of fuel. So it was one of the hardest things I've ever done, and it was rewarding. I got done, and I was 23rd overall on the day. It wasn't like I did horrible, but it was the most intense thing I ever did. And I remember being like, I think I'm good. That was a long day on the bike, so just excited to hopefully not have that experience on the sprint.
So what do you enjoy about the sprint series?
I enjoy how you can do a lap and then come back and look at your times and try and reevaluate and figure out where you can go faster, where these girls are finding some time. And I love the ISDE. I've been to the ISDE 6 times, and I find that the Sprint Enduro Series directly helps me at the 6 days. And one of my biggest goals is I really want to individually podium a 6 day, and I came really close this year, and I think a lot of that has to do with the work I put in here with the US Sprint last year.
All right. Taylor, if you'll grab that, I'll pick on you next. Taylor, you are hardcore. There's been a lot of years you've ridden 3 different series. What are you going to do with yourself not being able to race for a while?
You could probably ask my wife over there that I am going insane.
She's the
by
one that's
day.
going to have to put up with you, isn't she?
Yeah, it's pretty terrible, honestly. Like, I'm over it. But I don't know, just thinking about the future and what's going to come next. Counting down the days, and then we showed up this weekend because can't get away from dirt bikes.
And what amazes me with all of you guys, when you get hurt, it doesn't discourage you.
No, not at all. Like, it's part of the job. We're used to it. Like, this isn't my first injury, and it's probably not going to be my last. But
well, don't say that.
but we're still here, and it's still like the greatest sport on earth. So, yeah, I'm happy.
All right, pass it down one to Cody. So I don't know if that's a strategy. Is that something you practice, or?
Nah, I think I just need to work on my balance a bit. I always get off balance out there.
Well, you're pretty damn fast doing
I
that.
got to counterbalance with the leg off the other side.
Yeah. So what do you like about the sprint series?
Yeah, I think the whole entire environment of it and like the racing style is just fun. Like you get to go out and all the tests are super fun, and you get to battle with your buddies. And after you get done with a test, you get to go over to to your buddy next to your van or whatever and talk to them and bench race about the test, what you did, what they did, and like it's just a fun time. Like GNCC, you're out there for 3 hours and it's just yourself and your thoughts. And like Sprint Enduro, you get to go out and like I said, you get to come back and you have a good time, you laugh with your buddies at the pits, and then you go out and you do another test. And it's kind of good too, like if you have one bad test, you get to go out and like you get to have another shot at doing good. So I think just like the series as a whole, like it's a super fun series to race, and I think like everyone should race this style of event. Like, so I think I would say just all that. Yeah.
All right, Johnny, you have one right in front of you there. So you're from Southwick, and you have a motocross background. Do you think hurt you in off-road in any way because you're used to just flat out all the time, and maybe sometimes you need to
I don't think so. I think it helps, honestly. I see things in a different perspective than just a normal off-road rider, and looking at more stuff to jump and kind of like whatever, skimming over the obstacle or jumping the obstacle instead of trying to smash through it. I mean, obviously you can't jump everything, but I think it helps. I think it helps, just see different things.
Was it a big transition for you, switching over?
No, I mean, I switched over to woods when I was still on a 105, so I mean, I don't have a lot of motocross experience, 65s, 85s, but just locally, never went to Loretta's or anything like that. We had a lot of fast kids up in New England, Chris Cannon, AJ Cat, I mean, seen Justin Barsha, some locals, a bunch of Team Green riders, Austin Phelps, Drew Torrance, all those guys. So,
cool.
Yeah, it was always stacked up there, always fast
There's
dudes.
a lot of fast guys.
And, it was good.
Did you see the Racer X story about the The New England Riders?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Zacho's turn. So we talked earlier, we've known each other for a long time. Was it 98? Is that what we figured?
Yeah.
So the first year that I covered Supercross was in 98, and Zach won that year's KTM Junior, is that what they called it?
Yeah,
KTM
KJSC,
Junior
yeah.
Supercross Championship. So I have photos of you all the way through your career.
It's pretty crazy.
So, so you retired, and then what made you decide to come back and ride off-road again?
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that my back was in a good enough spot to where I felt comfortable signing up again, and I felt like I didn't really get to finish kind of what I started with my career. Off-road is something that I've always wanted to do and always kind of had a hankering for, and I was approached with this opportunity with M-Pro Yamaha, and I've been really stoked with everything that we've done so far. I think I'm in a good spot as far as my training and my fitness and health goes. I do worry, if I'm fast enough or not, just from a perspective of racing in the woods, So that's kind of where I'm at. I still have a couple more weeks building into the GNCCs, which is kind of my main thing. But I also, I really would like to get out here and see where I stack up tomorrow.
But being a motocrosser, it looks to me like this sprint series would be in your wheelhouse.
Maybe. I hope you're right. I like what I see here. I think when it gets super dry and super fast, that's really not in my wheelhouse, like some of the videos and stuff that I've seen. But this, with some decent motocross track and some ruts, I think that's kind of my forte. I don't really have a lot of time on the Yamaha and this sort of stuff. It's been more sand and a little bit in the dirt at Randy's farm. But I'm looking forward to this track.
Yeah. All right. If you'll pass that to your teammate there. Everybody knows how wicked fast Rachel is. Have you ever had a boyfriend break up with you because you beat him?
Nah, not yet.
What is it you like about the sprint series?
I'm always up for a challenge, and sprinting is probably one of my weaknesses, so trying to always learning, and I think it'll be good for me, just GNCC and that, and being able to sprint.
Gotcha. So what are your strengths if you think that sprinting is your weakness? Where do you feel like because I think you're ultra fast on a sprint.
Yeah, I guess I'm all right, but I'm always trying to get better at stuff, and I would say like flat track and turn tracks and stuff is one of my weaknesses. I'm probably better at like the longer GNCC stuff, the harder, more technical tracks. So, yeah.
When you go home, do you race at home against and evaluate the competition from here to there?
Nah, it's not really comparable.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. When I go home, it's more of family time and having fun with all
Gotcha.
my friends.
Gotcha. All right. I don't know whose turn it is now. But, okay.
This is a question for you, Josh. So you're doing 23 races this year, correct?
Yeah.
What race would you say is the one that you're looking forward to most?
Probably Southwick National. I've been going to the Southwick motocross since I was a kid, and just been at the fence and watching every year. So always dreamt of being out there and never had the opportunity. So super stoked to give it a shot this year.
Okay, that's all I have.
Taylor, what was your favorite race out of last year, out of last season?
That's tough. I'm trying to think of all the rounds now.
Like, what was the most fun track that Billy put together and his team?
I really liked the PA round, the high voltage one. That would probably be my favorite. I don't know, that wide open cross test was pretty sweet. You could just send it. It was pretty muddy in the woods, like it was slippery, but it was a fun layout the whole time. So I really enjoyed that one.
Did you miss some of the turns, like first a couple cross tests, coming down?
No,
go
I
off
think
the
like
track?
other people had already done it like in front of me, so I was like good because people were standing there to fix it by the time I got there.
All right, Osborne. These guys rip in the woods. What have you been doing to get ready for the woods?
So I changed up my training quite a bit because, like, with motocross and supercross, you basically only train intense stuff on the track and then a lot of recovery stuff off the bike. So this is more like mid-zone for me, like 160 to 175. So I've kind of had to work in that zone a lot more with my cycling and everything that's supplemental to the riding. So I've changed that up a lot. And I've been riding with my teammates Liam and Ricky in Florida a lot, just trying to learn from them, trail speed, reading trail, what's coming up, what they're seeing that I'm not seeing, and trying to kind of feed off of them. So I think we've had a really good couple of weeks, leading up to this. And like I said, we have a couple more weeks in the works. So I feel like I'm in a decent spot.
How many laps did you do on the test to walk?
Today I did 2 on the enduro test and 1 on the cross test. The cross test wasn't quite finished, but we kind of just followed what they had kind of laid out. But I'll do a couple more laps on each in the morning.
All right, do you think you're going to win the first cross test out there? What do you think of that?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I literally have no idea what it looks like as far as my speed and stuff goes. Like I said, I've put in as much work as I can and been diligent, been consistent, and done all the things that I know make me successful and have made me successful. So that's kind of all I can do. Just go out there and see how it goes.
Hey, Cody, what are you going to do in that section out here? All right, you got that big dip on the enduro towards the end of the enduro. What are you going to do there?
Oh, I'm rolling everything.
You're rolling
He's
through
gonna
there?
double through the
Doubling
trees.
that?
Yeah.
Bro.
I was looking
Double and go straight through all the saplings on the other side. No, wherever my bike takes me, I'll probably end up. So,
Yeah. What'd you think? Was it some tight trees out there, or pretty open?
I mean, I think Billy and his crew did a good job this year. Definitely opened up the woods quite a bit more compared to what we had last year. But there's still some tight sections. But I kind of grew up where I grew up in Illinois. We always ran pretty tight woods and running some of the national enduros too. So tight woods don't really bother me, but overall I think the track's like the enduro test at least is looking fast and flowy, so I think it's going to be good.
All right, Toth, what'd you do in your off season? I know you're into cars. You got to go down to that Pastrana deal. Tell us a little bit about that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, been all over the place. Did a road trip out west, kind of cross country out to Arizona and hit all the riding spots I like along the way in Colorado and stuff. And then got the opportunity to race the Terra Inferno hard enduro in the Dominican. And that was the craziest race I've done probably. Just very loosely ran and man, it was a blast. I couldn't ask for a better time, but bunch of great people and stuff. So yeah, really enjoyed it. And then from there, I went down to Florida and spent some time in Croom with Steve Hatch, my trainer. And the last 3 weeks I've been there just, working out, training, doing a boot camp like I typically would, getting ready for GNCC and stuff. But pretty excited for the season to come and mixed it up a little bit this off season with a little bit more motocross and stuff. But yeah.
Well, all right, I'll have you start. So, like, all the kids, they want to know, what are your guys' race day rituals? I've heard some really weird ones. So you start and then pass it around.
No, nothing crazy. I just just like to really stay calm, get your nerves in order, I guess, and make sure you're breathing all day. And when you get to that start line, you're focused and calm with your nerves and just ready to go fast and not focused on anything else.
So no, like, left boot, left sock first?
No, nothing crazy like that.
Okay. Dad, what do you got? What's your race day? What do some things you do?
Same. I don't really have any. I should probably, though, as much as I've got her, I figure out the way I need to get dressed when I have kind of see everybody and just keep calm and try to visualize a good day and nothing crazy. I remember when I was a kid, I always put my left sock on before my right sock, but I kind of grew out of that when I got a little older. But nothing crazy. Just wake up, and eat some breakfast, and then enjoy the day.
All right, Shelby, anything special you do on the race day?
I always like to put my right knee brace on before my left. I feel like if I start with my left, my right one doesn't fit right, so then I have to start all over. So the right knee brace always goes on first for me, and that's kind of like my not so good knee, so we like to put it on first and make sure it's ready to go. And then as far as the rest of the day goes, I just always try and have fun and not put too much pressure on myself. You know, at the end of the day, we're all here to have fun and go racing, and I'm happy I can be down here doing this with all you guys, and just keeping a smile on my face and having a good time always makes the day go better.
Taylor, you got any race day?
I have this handshake that I do with Allie, and if I don't do it, I will hunt it down until I find her so we can do it, and then I can go win.
All right, Cody, what do you do?
I used to think if I did good in like the gear set I was wearing at that race, I'd wear it the next race and do good too, but then I sucked like the next race, so that went out the window. So besides that, yeah, nothing crazy, kind of what Thad and Josh said, just like try and visualize like a good race, like be focused when you go to the line, and that's pretty much it.
I don't really have anything special. I just wake up like it's another day, and I like to try my hardest every day in training. So yeah, I just wake up and take it as another day, and just you know, wake up with a strong mindset and take it from there. Yeah, sometimes I'll eat like 6 eggs, 4 pieces of ham, 2 pieces of cheese, but I don't know.
Not too specific then. I go right sock, left underwear, right knee brace, left knee brace, and then after that it's open
I knew you'd have
for discussion.
Something like that.
And then I like to do Wim Hof breathing techniques throughout the day.
I don't really have anything. Now that I think about it, I do everything on the race morning in the same order. So, like, I'll eat breakfast and then go look at the start and the first mile, and then come back and sort out my hydration pack and my bottles, and then go get dressed. But I always tap myself on the helmet twice before I take off.
All right, guys. Thanks for your time and coming out for this. Thanks to Shan for some tough questions there, and Carl for keeping it fun. Really appreciate you guys. Lending some time to do this. Hopefully, it's something we can do every year and have you guys up here and give us a feel for what you're looking forward to this year and what you got going on. So at this point, we'll go ahead and shut this down, and we're going to move into our banquet. We will see you guys tomorrow morning for U.S. Sprint Enduro Round 1 here at South of the Border MX.